Texas Treats, they're a great tag team. They're a tag team machine. Tank and Iceberg, okay, yeah, they're dangerous. They're deadly, but they're like the big bullies in the lunchroom. If they're going to take your lunch, they're going to take it, but if you stand up to them, they're going to back down. The Texas Treats, they're not scared of these two big bullies. Look at Don Juan. I mean, look at the physique on Don Juan. The guy is almost built like a Greek god.
Which Greek god are you possibly referring to here as Don Juan trying to out-psych Tank? Tank's got a great counter for being out-psyched. And it involves a fist.
Now wait, because you see Don Juan was trying to use some technical prowess there. And the strong style Psycho had to go and sucker punch him.
Tell me about the technical prowess of that dance.
The women like it.
Which one? The one that didn't make it here tonight? Regardless, Chris Marval finding himself at the in a very bad way as the strong style Psycho taking one. Oh, it's Chris Marval though fighting back.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why they've deserved this shot. They're not going to back down from the tag team champions.
I guess that Chris Marval deserved that shot, right?
Oh.
The shot right to the face.
And right now, tagging in to the quarter ton of terror. Of course, I'm talking about the being of inconceivable horror, Iceberg.
And Iceberg looking forward to having a little bit of fun, completely at the expense of the Texas Treats.
Iceberg, a former NWA Wildside heavyweight champion, right now currently one half of the tag team champions. And Chris Marval trying to back down a little bit. This is smart moves here. And look at, now Tank's not the legal man. He shouldn't have put his hands on Chris Marval.
No, but that's pretty much Tank's MO. Oh, and a series of shoulders of Iceberg, and the Chris Marval has just turned to jello.
And now resting on the shoulders of Iceberg. What's Iceberg going to do with him? Chris Marval has what's going through his mind right now. Oh, full head of steam into the corner. Oh, my goodness.
I think Marval went rear end first in that top turnbuckle.
Oh.
And a charging Iceberg. Oh, boy. The Texas Treats are not having much of a treat at the moment.
Give them time. They're just warming up.
They're warming up. I see. Regardless. Interesting strategy.
And right now has him on the shoulder. Takes him in. Don't do it. Ah! Now that's going to ruin the dancing. How are the Treats going to dance for the ladies?
Hell, it'll ruin your rear end. Probably doesn't do the turnbuckles much favors either. And Chris Marval with a blind tag and Don Juan, who doesn't seem to be too eager to get involved in this matchup. Can't say I blame him.
No. He's just playing mind games with Iceberg.
Uh-huh. That always works.
But you see, that would be like giving Stevie Wonder a driving test. It doesn't make sense because Iceberg doesn't have a mind to play with.
Ah, the blind card. That's always timeless stuff. The tag team scene here at NWA Wildside heating up, and one of the biggest question marks, the Lost Boys. Obviously, they are back together again, and obviously Jeff G. Bailey is going to be the source of their hate, and perhaps what they have ultimately planned here. We just saw Jeff G. Bailey back into the picture, being involved in Rain Man's match last week against Masada, interfering on Rain Man's behalf. What on earth is going on there? The Lost Boys, but licking their lips at that. I don't think Tank and Iceberg wouldn't mind getting their mitts on a Bailey product. Good heavens!
Well, let me tell you something about the Lost Boys. They haven't shown their faces in this building. All we've seen are all these videos with these empty threats to Jeff G. Bailey. They have yet to show their face, and until they show their face, I will add no credibility to any of these little videos they want to send in trying to scare Jeff G. Bailey. Let me tell you, Jeff G. Bailey is a rock. He is a very unfazable man.
Ugh.
Now look at that, he's dancing. That's what I came to see.
Oh, and that's the way Iceberg dances.
Now wait a minute. Iceberg mocking the wonderful dance skills of Don Juan and the Texas Treats.
Skills will get you a knuckle sandwich at NWA Wildside. Sorry, friends.
And right now the strong style Psycho back in the ring. Took Don Juan up and over. Don Juan's eyes are glazed over.
I think the Latin heartthrob has got something else throbbing at the moment, and it ain't a heart. It's pretty much every muscle in his body, I would think.
And right now the eye is throbbing as that kick caught Don Juan right in the temple in the eye. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out. Right now hooking him in. Oh, and dropped him right on his head. Don Juan has got to be out. That's got to be it. Now, what kind of champion is that? Instead of going for the pin that he obviously had, he goes for the choke. You call these guys champions?
Yeah, matter of fact, you're right, John. Why don't you go up and tell Tang what a lousy tag team champion he is?
I'm busy
and,
here with you.
And tell me who your next of kin is, and I'll fill him in.
I'm busy here with you.
Oh, thank you very much. And a charging Tang with a forearm. And the Latin heartthrob Don Juan is mulling over further career options.
And right now, Tang just drives him in. We've seen this before. This is not going to be pretty. This is half a ton coming in at you. Well, I thought they were going to run into him, but no. Kick right to the side of the face, and I think Don Juan's head is somewhere in the second row, maybe the bleachers here of the Wildside Arena.
And Iceberg zooming in for the, well, I was zooming, but very methodically moving in for what is perhaps a pinning predicament as Don Juan desperately trying to get a tagging Chris Marval, who has got to be thinking twice about wanting to be involved in this matchup again.
Well, right now the Texas Street's not looking very treatable here. Oh! And if he was going to do the rabbit dance for the ladies, there will be none of that tonight.
Hopefully Don Juan has some other brothers who can replicate, because Don ain't.
Oh my goodness, 1, 2. Chris Marval came in and broke up the count.
I don't know if Don Juan really wanted that to take place.
Well, they're keeping those tag team dream hopes alive.
Yes, of course they are, John. As Tank, the forearm across the back of the Latin heartthrob Don Juan, who is not having a very good day at all tonight.
Well, let me tell you something. A blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again. In the Texas Streets, they can find that nut here against these two nuts. Of course, I'm talking about Tank and Iceberg.
Oh, the squirrel nut analogy. I haven't heard that one in a while.
And Chris Marval did the smart thing. He backed off. That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
He's not trying to interfere.
Well, he also didn't want to get clocked in the head by the strong-style Psycho.
That's not what it was, but right
well,
now...
who wants to get clocked in the head by the strong-style Psycho? As Tank now grabbing the head, what's left of it, of Don Juan.
And right there, right between the eyes, that illegal fist, I might add.
Oh, that's what Tank does.
And these guys represent us as tag team champions.
Well,
what role models?
Granted, they're one of the more unusual tag teams around, but they're also one of the more successful.
And these fans condone it. What does that say about their character?
Well, the fans are not involved in this matchup. Definitely they are cheering.
And the tag out to Chris Marval. Chris Marval sizing up the competition before he gets in there.
No, I think Chris Marval's trying to shake a few butterflies loose.
There are no butterflies anywhere near Chris Marval.
No, they're all inside his belly.
And look at, Tank needs to give this man a chance to get in the ring. Speedy, now wait a minute, I didn't see a tag to Iceberg. And now Iceberg getting in the corner.
Iceberg heading up to the southwestern corner of the ring. Oh, Lord.
Has him up.
It's the thigh drop of doom from the being of inconceivable horror. And the tag team championship stays with Tank and Iceberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, and still NWA Wildside Tag Team Champions, Tank and Iceberg.